Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to provide some information for you regarding the rest of the quarter. Um, in particular, the research paper that is assigned and due at the end of the quarter. I'd just like to provide some information regarding that. Some students have asked what is expected, what can you write about, and what I'm looking for is for you to explore one of the theories that we have discussed and are discussing throughout the quarter. And to go into a little bit more detail about that particular theory, maybe it's something of interest to you, decision theory or rational choice theory, administrative theory. Um, and as you're exploring that particular theory, to look at it in the or from the framework of a contemporary issue. So in the syllabus, I believe the example that I use is you may choose to write your paper on how rational choice theory would explore the issue of pay disparity between men and women. Some other examples that you may be interested in or could potentially look at, and these are more not necessarily just theoretical concepts, but also ideals. So, administrative discretion is a key component of public administration, and the discretion that we have as public managers and as street level bureaucrats um, isn't always clearly identified or defined. So, the position that we're put in as a public manager can become very tenuous and very vague and very, I guess, in a gray area. So administrative discretion can change based on the locale, can change on based on the situation, and one of the things that you may be interested in looking at, and I've seen some research on this in the past, is administrative discretion as it relates to public safety officials. Another area that may be of interest, or another topic that may be of interest that isn't necessarily a theory that we'll closely examine, but is definitely something important in public administration, is the idea of representative bureaucracy. Um, and representative bureaucracy sounds like a great idea, a great plan. However, in areas that are highly homogenetic uh, or homogeneous, where the makeup of the citizenry is primarily from one race or one ethnic background, then the idea of representative bureaucracy becomes a little bit more challenging, and the I think some would tend to believe or suggest that in that case the idea of representative bureaucracy falls on its face, and how do you get around that? So those are just some ideas. Um, Obviously, if you have specific questions or just want to talk about the paper, feel free to stop by my office or give me an email. I'd be happy to look at your ideas and discuss it with you in more detail. Also, so in terms of the actual research paper, it consists of 7 sections: the introduction, the literature review, the theoretical framework, the contemporary issue that's being examined or explored, and then a full discussion on how that particular theory would examine the issue that you're discussing, and why would that theory look at it in that particular lens. So it's a somewhat abstract concept, but it's something that kind of forces you to marry or align the theory along with something that is going on in the applied field. Obviously, the conclusion is your summary of thoughts, and then your references. So, again, if you have questions, feel free to let me know, and I'll be happy to discuss that with you in more detail. Um, Another thing, again, I apologize for not being able to get your discussion papers and integrative writing projects back to you in a timely manner. I thought that it would be not as challenging as it has been to grade your papers and give you substantive feedback, despite the fact that I have many more students this quarter than I had over the summer when I introduced this course as a writing intensive course. So with that being the case, I've decided that the last 2 discussion papers will be suspended or eliminated. So discussion papers 7 and 8 will be eliminated, and you'll only have to do the first 6, or 1 through 6, along with the obviously the integrative writing projects. Hopefully we'll be able to get some assistance in terms of getting you better feedback. And again, I do apologize for the lack of timely feedback in your writing paper, in your discussion papers, in your integrative writing projects. But again, if you do have any questions, feel free to stop by my office. It's always nice to meet my online students if they're able, if they're on campus and close by, and just kind of go over some of the things that you're doing in your professional lives, and how this course hopefully will be a better fit for you going forward, and also benefit you in the MPA program. All right, thanks a lot.